sponsors and all those who took out ads in our souvenir journal booklet. Also, please take note, there is a advertisement advertising the Rockland County Sports Hall of Fame induction ceremony, and this year will feature North Rockland's own Phil Consiglio, a wrestler who will be going into the County Hall of Fame in April. And speaking of the Rockland County Hall of Fame, we know that they're well represented here, as well as the Rockland County Track and Field Hall of Fame under the direction of Jamie Kempton. They're here to welcome our next inductee from the class of 1980, Julia Adler. Could we please have Coach Dahl come forward if you're willing to do so? There you are, Coach. You could come on up and help with this presentation. Just a little bit about Julia. Track and field. Total of 6 times she was selected on the all-county team. She's also a 6-time Rockland County champion. 4 times a Section 9 champion. Participated in 4 New York State Championships. Held the indoor and outdoor high jump record in Rockland County. Went on to the University of Delaware and set the school record in the high jump. She was a longtime coach. She's also a longtime track official under her father, Haverstraw High legend Fred Adler, who is here as well. Please give your attention to our next inductee, class of 2022, from the class of 1980, Julia Adler.
It's really not that long, I just can't see. So, I'd like to start by congratulating all of the inductees here tonight. Your accomplishments make me all the more honored to be among you. I thought really long and hard about how I was going to thank all of the people that have been there for me on this journey. How would I make each and every one of them feel equally important for the role they played for me? I decided, being a math teacher, that the best way to do this would be chronologically. So I start at the very obvious beginning, my mom and dad. Many of you know my dad, Fred, as a track and field official who's a member of numerous halls of fame, honored for his work at the high school, collegiate, and national level. What you might not know about him, though, is that he graduated from Haverstraw High School, and there he played basketball under his coach, Ralph Cardisco. Coach Cardisco was also a friend of my grandparents, so I grew up knowing him very simply as Uncle Ralph. There were many Sundays when we would go to visit Uncle Ralph and Aunt Rose, and it was there that I first heard names like Brett Beal and Beeman and Mays. Dad would take us to their games, and I learned very early on the importance of sports in the North Rockland community, and I knew that I wanted to be a part of it. So thank you, Dad, for bringing me in and making me a part of it, and for all the love and support that you've given me over the years. For any of you who know Dad and have ever had a conversation about track with him, you'd know that my mother should be made a saint. If you've ever had a conversation about track with my dad and I, you'd know that she should have been canonized a very long time ago. There were really no organized sports leagues for girls when I was little, but Mom knew that I needed that type of outlet, and she took me to ballet, gymnastics, ice skating, whatever she could to provide it. She supported my love of sports right from the beginning. In those days, girls who were into sports were referred to as tomboys. And when my 2nd grade teacher wrote on my report card, this is true, that more girlish behavior should be stressed at home, Because I preferred to play baseball and kickball with the boys at recess. That very kind and demure and sweet-looking Italian woman sitting over there tore that teacher a new one. Grazie, Mama. My brother Tim, you played sports at North Rockland as well, but I'm sure with all the track talk in the house about me, it wasn't always easy to be my brother. Thank you for always having my back. The boys in my neighborhood, my dear childhood friends and my brothers from another mother, John Ryan and David Evangelista, who are both already members of this Hall of Fame. I used to have to sit in the stands and watch you play Little League. But when we were at home, there was none of that because you always included me in whatever sports you were playing. You never said no because I was a girl, and you never held back because I was a girl. We played tackle football until we all hit puberty, and your moms told us you weren't allowed to tackle me anymore. We, of course, decided that if we couldn't play tackle, we'd play two-hand touch, which, in retrospect, probably was not any better than tackle. Thank you for always including me and for your support both on and off the track and throughout our adult lives. Your friendship means everything to me. My coaches, Robert Murphy or Big Murph or Murphy Moose, you were taken from us much too soon, but there are still so many times I think of you and smile. I know you're here with us all in spirit, and I know you're just as proud of me tonight as I will be in May when you are very deservedly inducted into the Rockland County Track and Field Hall of Fame. Diane Beccarelli Furusawa came to North Rockland right out of college my junior year as the girls' spring track coach and led us to victory in the county championship, something that we were all so hungry for after being beaten by Suffern and South for so many years. She became a friend and a confidant, and even though she couldn't be here tonight, she's still a very big part of my life. Jean Dahl. Anyone who can say that you were their coach is very lucky indeed. You have been a coach, friend, and mentor for so many of us and have remained a part of our lives as such. I can't think of any coach in this county that hasn't had as many of his athletes go on to have successful coaching careers. And we all did that because of the example that you set for us and the love of sport that you instilled. Don't think for a minute that it's not daunting when as a coach, you have to go up against your own high school coach, especially when that coach is Jean Dahl. But win or lose, there was always that hug at the end of the meet that let you know he was proud of you, and that meant everything and always reaffirmed why you were coaching in the first place. Thank you, Coach, from the bottom of my heart, for the role you played in my life. A role which extends far beyond the track. When you called me a couple of weeks ago to tell me that you and Lonnie were coming from Texas for this dinner, my heart almost exploded because your love and support means so much. To my teammates, I had the honor of being on teams with Hall of Famers Muriel Peluso, Sharon Lukenda, Steve Hostomsky, and Todd Sinclair, who's here with his lovely bride-to-be Jen. We were and still are family who learned to win and lose together. A very special shout out to the very first girls winter track team at North Rockland. That was myself, Muriel Peluso, Jean Drexler, Tracy Keller, Lee Peters, Ellen Tochi, and Dory Rose. 7 of us, yes. 7 of us who decided we wanted to go after a much bigger and deeper Suffern squad in the county championship, and all came out of our comfort zones to do as many events as we were allowed to do. We didn't beat Suffern that night, but they definitely did not blow us off the track, and we defied the odds and came in second, beating some much larger squads. Thank you to the coaches and athletes that I coached with during my 10-year career, like Brian Diglia. We had some great years at South together. And they've also become friends and family. Jody Schlesinger-Salzberg is here with me tonight. And back then, she was a 7-time state and 3-time national triple jump champion. But as another testament to the familiar relationships that develop between coaches and athletes, she's also my son's godmother. Thank you for sharing my love of sport and for allowing me to be a part of your journey. To my children, Cassandra and Trevor, thank you for enduring the countless track talk, dinners, and meets that you've had to go to over the years because of my involvement in this sport. Sometimes not always with a smile on your face, but you did it for me just the same. Trevor will be graduating from Purchase College in May with a theater and film degree, and did about the only thing that he could do besides die that would get him out of another one of these dinners and being here with me tonight. He got COVID. And I have visions of him running around the campus at Purchase going, somebody please give me COVID so I don't have to go to another one of these dinners. But I know he's with me here in spirit too. My daughter Cassandra had a successful 6-year varsity and track career at Suffern, and another 4 years at Oneonta. She's a successful businesswoman living her best life in New York City, which does not surprise me one bit after seeing the tenacity that she exhibited as an athlete. One quick story of note is that in her senior year and last county meet, she won the county championship in the pentathlon. In doing so, she did not break any of Brittany Clark's records, but she did make the two of us, which I think we can check with Mr. Doherty, one of only, I think, 3 or 4 mother and daughter duos to both win Rockland County track championships. At any rate, I just want you and your brother to know that being honored for my athletic accomplishments is a highlight for me, but I will forever consider being your mom to be my greatest accomplishment, and I love you both so much. To my family and friends who have come here tonight to be with me, some of you who knew me when, and some of you who didn't and were like, wait, you did what? Thank you for your love and support. It just means so much. And last but certainly not least, thank you to the North Rockland Sports Hall of Fame Committee for allowing me to become a part of the legacy that is North Rockland Sports, and for including me in this group of talented athletes here tonight. And also for including me with the man who makes the best short ribs I've ever had, because if you've never had Kevin Lynch's short ribs, you've never had short ribs. More importantly though, thank you for remembering us. And by us, I mean the girls who competed when Title IX was in its infancy. The girls who ran on cinder tracks and jumped on asphalt runways, and despite all that, whose performances have stood the test of time. Being called a pioneer is a little scary. My covered wagon is in the parking lot if anybody needs a ride home tonight. But if it means that we paved the way for names like Chanella Davis and Yvonne Hepburn, who's being inducted into the Rockland County Track and Field Hall of Fame in May, and Brittany Clark, and future Hall of Famer Caitlin Toohey, then I'm sure I speak for my teammates and I when I say it's a badge we will all wear very proudly. Thank you very much.